Estás escuchando Conversaciones de Altura.
Hola amigos, welcome to Conversaciones de Altura. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Tonight we have a special edition episode. I had a chance to talk to Mr. Toshi Kasai. He's one of the coolest guests we have had on the show. I mean, if you are not familiar with Toshi's name, he's one hell of a producer. He has worked on the last, I don't even know how many Melvins albums he has worked on. Probably for the last 15 years, he has worked with them on all of their albums, but he has also worked with people like Adam Jones from Tool, Page, Hamilton and Helmet, the Foo Fighters. He played with Nate's band, Nate Mendel, formerly from Sunny Day Real Estate, and now bass player for Foo Fighters. So Toshi played with him, and I think he recorded his band. I'm not too familiar with that, but anyways, please enjoy the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would mean a lot. And if you can press the notification button, I will really appreciate it. Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, like I said before, YouTube, OnlyFans, and what else? Instagram, Twitter. We are under the name Conversaciones de Altura. I know it's kind of hard. Well, it's not that hard if you don't speak Spanish, but you can figure it out. So now it's the turn to do the intro in Spanish. Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Conversaciones de Altura. Hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, el señor Toshi Kasai, directamente desde Tokio vía Los Ángeles. Él es un gran productor que ha trabajado con los Melvins, los Foo Fighters, Helmet, Tool, y bueno, platicó para Conversaciones de Altura sobre, un montón de cosas, no les voy a decir, pero estuvo muy divertido. Y tiene un nuevo disco Toshi llamado Plan D, que va a salir justo el día de la Independencia Mexicana, 16 de septiembre, para que lo chequen. Y bueno, no se olviden seguirnos en redes sociales. Estamos como Conversaciones de Altura en Instagram, en Facebook, en Twitter, en YouTube. Por favor, suscríbanse al canal y denle notificación a la suscripción, supongo, para que les llegue cuando saquemos nuevos episodios. También nos pueden encontrar en Spotify. Si nos siguen, estaría increíble. Y pues nada, amigos, los dejo con el señor Toshi Kasai. Nos vemos pronto. Thanks for doing this, brother. It means a lot.
Oh, no. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, man, it's a pleasure. We are already recording. I'm going to put this as an audio. As audio and video, if that's cool with you, brother.
Yep.
So how you been, man? It's been a long time. I can't remember what was the last time we hung out.
Canada.
Oh, that's right. You were playing with Nate's band, right? Lieutenant?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, I can't remember how we found out about you guys playing, but anyways, yeah, I was there for like 5 years, and it was cool to see a familiar face, because Canada, I mean, I love Toronto, but sometimes people can be, they're friendly, but they're not like Mexican friendly, if you know what I mean.
I'm not racist. I don't want to say anything.
No, I'm not racist, but you know, but like Canadians are more.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
And we tried to hang out in Mexico too when I was recording over there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So 19, I talked to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of text back and then find out you're not that close.
No, you know the thing with Mexico City, it's kind of like LA.
Tiny.
But, yeah, it's like a lot of people in a well, a lot of people in a huge place. But the thing is that, well, the difference, I guess, in LA, you need a car, right? In Mexico City, you can move around like in the subway and
Oh, okay.
yeah. But yeah,
It's like
it's
a
far.
Tokyo, huh? Yeah. I mean, driving over there is crazy, man.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
I
Did you?
I I, I took a cab and then it was the New York driver, New York cab. It's insane. I was trying to get the Uber from the airport, and then I got full cancellation. Everybody's kind of gave up. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
I think it's a traffic. It's like nah, I got a cancellation. It's like and then I text my client, and then take a cab, and then and then I thought everybody, that's my fault, but I thought everybody speak English, and then I was like, okay, so I can talk to him. And then no, at the airport, no one, I don't know, they can talk, but they don't want to talk, I guess. No one talked to me in English, and then oh man, I have to take a cab, so I have to just
Yeah.
guess, and then guess what? They speak perfect English. It's like, oh, where do you want to go? It's like, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was great.
that's a weird thing in the airport. I think they cancel because they don't allow Ubers to go to the airport because they have like their own taxi system. So you have to pay for the airport's taxi ride.
Okay, it was not traffic then.
No, I mean, for sure there was traffic, but it wasn't that.
But
I don't think that was the reason they canceled. I guess it's because you were like in the airport.
I see. Oh, I so yeah, I have to go down
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Like downstairs, and then you have to pay and tell them where you're going, and
I see. I
yeah,
see. I see.
and it's interesting because there's a lot of people that speak English,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes more in the upper class part of the city. In the airport, sometimes like I guess like the airport, or not airport, like the airline workers, they need to speak English, but like the security people don't necessarily speak English. They,
But they don't need to. I was
yeah.
the stupid one. Didn't prepare.
No,
So
but that's fine. I think we're really friendly in Mexico City.
yeah, but that's like I'm like Americanized. Everybody should speak English. It's like,
Yeah, there's some of that as well for sure, man.
yeah, that's not right attitude. And then this like the same year I went back to Japan, and then I was with Melvins, and then
Oh, cool.
it's like I have to I thought I had to translate for her, and it's like all employees at the restaurant and stuff, they speak little English, and it's like, oh wow, time is different. When I was when I was growing up, no one speak English. Now kids, I think they can learn a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
Online. Yeah.
I think I told you before, but my brother lives in Japan. He's been there
Oh yeah.
for like almost 20 years. So I've been lucky enough to visit Japan, and I mean, of course, it's mind blowing. Tokyo, I love it there. But it's interesting that you mentioned that. I haven't been there in a long time, over 10 years,
Mhm.
but before that, I was there quite a few times because I work for an airline, and I noticed that most people didn't speak English at all.
Mhm.
It was they tried to help you,
Yeah.
but it was weird and funny because we couldn't find like a way to communicate
Mhm.
other than like with signs and stuff. But
Mhm.
it was quite an experience to go there without speaking Japanese and English and only Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah. That
What?
it's what's I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I was gonna ask you if it was hard for you to adapt from like to the American life after you moved to LA from Japan.
Not at all. Not at
No,
all.
interesting.
No. I didn't. I don't think any. difference when I get here in 97. Still, the only thing is hardest thing is to find, Japanese food. But, most, if you go like a huge Chinese market, they
Right.
have, they have a stuff. So, and the driving other way around, other side, but I get used to the 2 hours, just, okay, just not, what I did was just following the car. So I don't need to lead the traffic, so it's just like that way, I I can just copy the other people does, other people did, so it wasn't hard at all to me,
Right. Did you have friends already when you moved to LA, or did you move? No friends.
No, just a few people, friends of friend, and they helped me at the beginning, just place to stay, and then I went. After a week, I went to straight to a dormitory of the school, and then I know one teacher, because my buddy from Japan went to the same school, so he kind of mentioned about me. It's like, oh yeah, you're the Toshi. It's like, he emailed me, blah blah blah. But that time not maybe a mail. Anyway, so not, but I didn't want to have anybody either, because
Right.
that's a new place, so I want to find the new friends, and then my roommates are really nice people, and then we got along, and then we often go out, see shows, so many places, local band to bigger bands, so it was fun time.
Wow, that's interesting, because like I said before, I moved to Canada, and I only knew one person, but I felt through the years that I needed, like, I kind of needed someone more in tune with the stuff that I like. I don't know if I'm making any sense, because
Oh yeah. It's not exact same, the same taste, my roommate had, but I find some similarity, and then try to focus on that, and then the biggest thing is like I'm watching what they are watching, like the TV and movie stuff, and then luckily that the one of them is a Simpsons, and then it's like, oh, this is funny, this is, even I don't understand most of it, but I know what's going on, and then started getting into it, and then start learning slang. Not that many slang, but like the word, the phrase, you don't teach in a dictionary. I mean, a textbook. So that kind of stuff I learned a lot. And then but I ask those guys, hey, what does it mean? So it helping, and then try to not be I just try to be in the culture right away, not like I'm doing my stuff in here, I'm here, so why not, this is a new experience, so I take it, and then it was a smooth transition for me.
Wow, that's fascinating, man. And thanks for sharing this, because I mean, like I said, going to Japan for me was an interesting experience. I don't know if I could live there, but the way that you are telling me how do you adapt it to the States, it's fascinating, man. I like
it. The biggest thing was the food, but I found it right away, and then like 5 years, it's now it's everywhere,
Yes, yeah, especially LA has amazing places to eat.
Oh yeah, and then I enjoy the you know, the great thing is that, you know, this city adopts so many different culture. So if you go a few blocks, there's totally different, you know, races living there, and they kind of gather around. And then there's you know, Thai place, and then Little Armenia, you know, so many things. So I love explore those places. You know, what is this? What, you know, what, you know, how do you eat this? And then now you can look up on the internet. So, you know, it's just amazing. Um, you can take any cultures, you know, and those food, whatever, you know, find any good restaurant. Of course, you know, there's so many bad restaurants too, but
Yeah, for sure.
you know, so it's a hit and miss, but even you missed, it's like, okay, you know, I now I got it. So next time I'm gonna find a better one with the same food, you know. So
Yes.
yeah, it's a great, you know, great place. I mean, New York is the same, but you know, living in California is, for me, to me, it's the weather and everything. So
I would have to agree with that. If I had the chance to live in either New York or LA, I would choose LA.
yeah, I mean, you know, everybody has different tastes, but
Yeah,
I
for
had
sure.
I had a skin condition when I was in Japan, so, and then it's gone, you know. So uh the California weather is perfect for me.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah,
That's maybe it's the food or something in the food or with the
yeah,
weather.
maybe water. You know, I don't drink tap water
Mm,
in LA, you know. So
right.
that's one thing. I mean, I do, but then, you know, I filtered, boil and filter.
Yeah.
So, you know, at that point, you know, most of, you know, chemical is gone. Um, yeah, I don't know that. I think more weather than water, I assume.
Yeah, well, but I'm glad that we have you on this part of the world. You have created some of the most interesting, or have created and have collaborated in some of the most interesting music in the last 2 decades, man. So I'm happy you are here in
Oh,
this side
thanks,
of the
man.
world, man. So let's jump right into one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show.
Uh-huh.
Your last album, based on true stories, man. I have listened to it for the last couple of days, and I love it because it's not what I expected. It's so
Oh,
different, and it's I guess my first question. I was reading like the description you put on your Bandcamp, and the first question is, what is an accidental loop? I didn't get that.
okay. So, you know, the thing's called the circuit bending.
Not, I'm not sure. Ah, okay, yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. I know.
it's started. You know, it started really big in the maybe beginning of 2000. Um, so basically, toy keyboard. It doesn't need to be toy keyboard, but that's a cheaper. So you know, the people didn't want to spend too much money to
Mm,
experience. You know, so the circuit bending is, so bend the circuit. So basically, make a short circuit, you know, inside of the circuit, so it makes glitch. That's a um, um, the,
yes.
you know, digital time or whatever. So accidental means, so I use those toys as inspiration. So I put, you know, I made a circuit bending so to make uh, the circuit totally, you know, modified in a not right
Mm,
way. So it's going to make a crazy sound, and
right.
a lot of keyboard does, you know, drum machine and that kind of thing, you know, the music, or the music stuff. So that's going to freak out in the inside. So that's going to make very interesting, you know, loops. You wouldn't write. You couldn't write. You know, so third song on the album. That's I started. I just listening one of I think Yamaha keyboard, a toy keyboard. Start freaking out, and then hold on a second. I can bring.
Yes, please do. So Toshi's gonna show us his keyboards, but now I'm looking at there's something behind him, like a lot of keyboards. Wow.
Like that. I think it's batteries. Oh, that is in it. On. Why doesn't? I think the battery's out. Hold on a second.
Yes.
I have a different one.
Yes. Wow. I'm just trying to figure out all the pedals that you have on your right.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Next time I'm in LA, I have to come visit you.
Okay. Of course, it doesn't do anything when I try to do it. When I show you, what's going on? That is in it. So
okay.
This is a keyboard, right? So that's a normal sound. I made a bunch of switches. This is normal, more normal.
Wow.
Something like that, you know. I know you can hear this, but
yes, I can.
So this is, you know, I put a bunch of switch. It's like find a spot on the socket, and then use a soldering gun, and then put the wires. So
right.
It makes crazier. So
okay.
And then what so. That's an accidental loop. Means basically glitch. I don't want to use the terms just in case people don't understand the glitch means. So,
oh wow.
Yeah. So that's how the title song, "Line of the Misery." I started with playing a loop, and then I pick up the acoustic guitar. Oh, this is a cool vibe. It's like almost like put the synthesizer loop or whatever. And instead of that, I use the socket bending keyboard.
Wow, interesting. So you would listen to this glitch, and then with that glitch, you would come up with an idea, like with a guitar riff melody.
Yeah, and then that song. I started with the more backing rhythm guitar first, and then I play banjo with a slide as a main melody.
Right.
And that was not easy because banjo is not designed for the slide, so that was challenging. I spent so much time to do that.
It's interesting because as I was listening and reading to the description of your album, it seems like the whole thing was not easy because you're talking about like the accidental loop, but then you're like, okay, I have also the idea of playing a song backwards, and then what if I forgot the name of this Brazilian rhythm, bossa nova. If I play bossa nova in minor chords, so what was like the process of recording and doing this? Did you work song by song, or I'm just fascinated by the idea of the whole thing.
Yeah, the very second song and the third song, I wrote like 2003.
Oh wow!
It's the collection of those that's my experimental songs, and then anyone has the time you are into it, and then get bored and move on or whatever, I'm done so much, I completed the next, I felt the same way. It's like, okay, glitch, I worked on that. And then, all right, let's move on to next kind of experimentation. That's it took a few years, so it's a long time to process. Also, my daytime job, producing bands, pretty busy, so I can't really, it's not really easy to focus on writing songs. I think it's everybody's issue. Like a lot of people, have a daytime job. The time is limited. So same thing. So I did a little by little, and then I did I inspired by the things I'm into that time of each period. So there's some song right totally completely different, and then couple of years ago, I was so into using a cassette. I have a 4-track cassette machine and an 8-track cassette recorder. And then, great thing of the cassette, you can easily change the tape speed, and then, you can flip it, and then everything is backward. So I use a couple songs. First song and the last song, it's pretty much same concept. Maybe the same song. Beginning of the first song, I wrote everything in backward. I didn't use it, cassette, but that cassette inspired me to write everything backwards. So yeah, then why not, think not using drums or percussion instruments as backwards, not, Hendrix did, a lot of people did, it's not that way. It's like, why not write songs backwards? So first song sounds like, strings, but I play acoustic guitar and then electric sitar, but I've just mic'd it, and then put some reverb and flip it. And then,
oh, wow.
So it's wop, 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 so every note is like that. So it's swell, so I thought that's cool, idea. And
for sure, it's crazy idea.
What song? Hold a second. I have to see it. I didn't have a song title for a long time, and then I just name it right before I released. So the song title is not stuck in my head yet. So I don't know how to do this. Oh man.
What song is that? Maybe I can look it up here.
One of song. What is it? What's the title? Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I loved it, man. It's a great album.
Oh, song 9, Topsy
Turvy.
Yeah. So that that's the drawing. You can flip it. It's the face. It's same thing. The guy's face.
Yeah.
Like goatee here and then flip it the same face.
Yeah, it's the same thing,
yeah, same thing. That's a title it's came from.
Wow.
So that song, if you flip it whole song, it's going to be exactly same playing forward and backward. I didn't say that. I should have said that, but so I wrote. That's a long process, but
no, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, how hard was to bring these ideas into reality? Because I mean, as a musician, or as a creator, you can imagine a lot of things, but bringing those ideas from whatever you want to call it, just put it into something that you can actually hear? Was that hard? How?
Of course, it's not easier than what do you imagine, and then sometimes it's totally go, wrong way, and then sometimes the wrong way was better way too. So that's a thing, is like you have to be open-minded, that's an experiment, so if you want to write songs, that's simple songs, that's going to be close to, it's easier to make it closer
Right.
to what you expect. It's not, I'm not trying to write another AC/DC song, so it's just not, I'm not looking for that. So no, I'm not nothing. I love some songs,
Right.
but what they made is, I'm a fan of their music, but it's not nothing like it's not the, I didn't want to make a format for this project. My previous project is more formatted, it's just drums and synthesizer, and it's the thing's called the Plan D.
Plan D, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's totally different concept. This one I can do whatever I can do within what I have, and then also the sound I like, and then sound oriented than song. I didn't focus on. I didn't focus on the better write better songs or anything, good songs or anything like that. It's just sometimes melody come up and stuff, but it's okay to not like what I expect. That's why I'm experimenting. So.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, it's to your questions. I not compromising, but I'm okay with what I imagine in my head. So
yeah, I got you, and it's fascinating because it's way different than the Plan D album, which is, at least to me, it sounded more experimental, like the Plan D opposed to this. Even though,
yeah,
even though, I mean, the thing with based on true stories is that it even remind me of some jazz swing gypsy stuff, like the acoustic guitar that you play. Wow. Did you think about that too?
try to copy somebody. That's your question, or
No,
some style.
yes, the
Yes, I did actually.
okay.
Yeah, some songs I did. At the later songs, like Anti-Hero, that's song 4.
Okay.
And I think Captured by the Crowds. Those songs kind of try to imitate orchestration, and then when I grown up, I'm listening those TV show, samurai, movie, those things I was really into, since I was a kid, because of my parents' influence. And then I listened those, music and stuck in my head. I mean, everybody's, a lot of people start listening music by the soundtrack, so that's not, you know,
A few moments later.
Or you actually were talking about some of the instrumentation or on orchestration rather on your new album, and I was wondering what was your favorite instrument to play on the album, because it's filled with a lot of like tabla. I think I heard some tabla there, right?
no,
No tabla.
no, it's I may tabra. Which song? No, I don't have tabra. Wish,
Oh wow.
but Yeah, I'm not a great drummer. I mean, I never practice. I can play some percussion instruments. I don't have rhythm on, the coordination. So I'm more my my main instrument is guitar. Since I was 13 years old, I've been playing. But my first instrument was drum, but I didn't practice. And then my my brother and sister take the class of the keyboard, and then I was into sports, for a long time. So I
Sports?
didn't take. Yeah, oh yeah, I
cool.
was play football and soccer,
Cool.
when I was a kid, and then I wanted to play baseball. That's my favorite sport, but I didn't really take serious. Anyway, so I was not really into music kid, but and then I was introduced by my brother the American music, and then started listening more. And then the again, the soundtrack. It's like John Williams. Those has such an impact to me. And then what I was saying was earlier. The same thing, the Japanese movie has great soundtrack, when I was growing up. So the guy name is Masaru Sato, who did a lot of Kurosawa film. And then one of my biggest hero, the Japanese composer, was Akira Ifukube. It's really hard to pronounce. He does a Godzilla soundtrack, so that kind of darkness, he was influenced by the early 20th century Russian or European music. You can tell it's not typical Japanese songwriting. So but it's those things kind of I grown up listening, not pay attention. It's just it's there, and then my head. And then when I was introduced, the pop rock music by my brother, and then step, grabbing a guitar, that was, I play more rock music than anything else. And then, I started listening more, pay attention for the, soundtrack or whatever, what different, genre.
Right.
And then, like I said, bossa nova or whatever, and then start playing more acoustic guitar. So I'm really into acoustic guitar. Is one of my favorite instruments for sure.
Yeah. Did you take lessons, or were you trained classical music? Never?
No, never.
Because I remember, not sure if you remember, like over 10 years ago, we were at Dan Beeman's house. We were having like a barbecue, and at the end of the night, you were playing guitar, acoustic guitar. No, it wasn't acoustic; it was electric guitar. But you were playing classical music stuff. So I always wanted to ask you if you were trained.
No, I try to practice, but not trained. I can read it super slow, but I learned a few classical songs, but never take a lesson.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I wish I had.
Yeah, I mean, it's classical music is a genre that I don't really listen to very often. Sometimes I wish I do, and probably I will at some point. Yeah, exactly, not too late. But I could tell. I think it was, you mentioned the first song on based on true stories is completely or like an orchestra. That's what I thought. Like, okay, maybe Toshi is a classical trained musician.
No at all. And then that's I'm not like imitate somebody, but again, that influence comes natural. It's not I'm looking for somebody or anything. Just sit down and what I felt that time, that point, and then it's like, oh, I want to write, this is it just, came naturally, and then, it's not. I wrote so many songs, and then I pick, good ones, what I like, and then there's so many other materials, I finished and then didn't finish. So, but with a few songs, I totally imitate somebody's song for sure. Structure wise,
Right, no, for sure, man. So you were telling me about you wanted to be a drummer. Is that the reason why you are so connected to Dale and you started the Deaf Nephews joint thing with him? Because he's one of the best drummers out there. So do you think that has something to do with it, your love for drums and drummers?
What do you mean, the Plan D?
No. My question is, so you love drums, right? You wanted to be a drummer. So
no, I don't want to be a drummer.
Oh, you didn't want to be a drummer? I thought you said.
Oh, no. I our old neighbor gave me, when I was a kid, when I was 8 years old, somebody gave us really great Yamaha drum kit.
Okay.
And then I was 8. I didn't care about the music at that time. I was into sports. And then my brother and I shared a room, and then the huge drum set was sitting in our our bedroom. And then we played a few times, and we got rid of it. It's like, was this, I shouldn't have. But I was 8 years old. What can I do? So, and then, later, so that I don't play drums. That's why I respect drummers more than anything else.
Okay.
That's why I'm, having great time hanging out with Dale, because we wrote some songs together. It's a great feeling if somebody can play drums. It's like, oh yeah, I don't need to play. I don't need to, use the drum machine or anything. I don't need to program. But it's that's for more rock stuff, or more traditional, drum oriented music. Right. And then sometimes I want to do more different vibe. Then I grab the percussion, made the simple rhythm, and then adding the stuff, so which I love. I never aim to be a drummer before.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I misunderstood you. Sorry, but it does make sense, because Dale Crover, like I said before, he's one of the best. So how do you guys complement each other as a producer team, or production team rather?
Not try to step somebody's toes all the time. I have to listen. It's not only as a team, we have a similar taste, and then so I trust him. So if he says something, and then if he don't like it, we have the same taste. It doesn't work, and then but most time it works. It's like, oh, that's a good idea, and then if it's like okay, then how about do this? How about do this? So it's a lot of compromise, or trust, and so also it's not, we are not focused on that either, but it just came natural to us.
Wow, yeah, that has to be really cool, right? When you meet someone that you connect right away with, and you have like the same mindset. Of course there has to be things or sounds that you don't agree with, but that's part of life, right? But at the end,
but so, especially like a drum sound, we have like I point out, it's like, oh yeah, too much ring, too much, the tuning is too low, whatever. And then, oh, you think so? And sometimes it just disagree. And then, would you mind to change it? And it changes. Oh yeah, you're right. So that kind of, no super disagreement, but small thing is happening for sure. But most time we are pretty, we are on the same page.
Right. That's and does that work the same when you do like Melvin's album? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And then we love to make it weirder, So which yeah, they give me a total freedom. If I know the point, oh, they wouldn't like it, but I can make it weirder, and then usually they're happy with it.
Oh, cool. So is it like a thing? I was listening to the Melvins and your album and trying to surround myself with what you've done. And I was asking myself, like, how does it work? Like, do they come to you and they're like, okay, Toshi, we have this idea for, I don't know, Tres Cabrones or I keep forgetting names, but like whatever Melvin's album, is it different all the time, or how does that work? Do they come to you and like, okay, I have this idea, or we have these 26 songs acoustic?
Yeah, usually the buzz has a guitar riff, and then comes in, and then Dale and Steven, or new bass player, or Cody, those guys going to walk around it, first, and then if something, I got an idea, hey, how about do this and do that? But most time they prepare everything and then bring it, and then small detail. That's a time I'm going to go really go into it, especially it's the vocal that's I'm getting really into, and then some guitar parts, and then my freedom comes to mixing too. Oh, this is a little too much, and I get rid of it, or sometimes ask them, hey, missing a guitar solo here. So I did nothing. We had formula or anything, but you usually start with the guitar riff.
Oh, okay.
And and sometimes Buzz asks Dale, hey, come up some kind of drum loop, or not loop, means more like a drum, bunch of segments or whatever, and then not rudiment, but
right.
Yeah, it's
like
just
a beat.
Yeah, the beat, or sometimes that happened, but I would say 90% of Buzz had a more guitar idea than anything else.
Interesting. Have you played with them live?
Couple times. I just play drums on the stage. With the Split Eagle, not really played. After they almost done, I just joined the noise and stuff. That's it.
Oh, okay, I see. That would be really interesting if you guys do like a tour with you on keys or something like that. That would be really cool.
I wouldn't say no, for sure.
I hope they listen to this and they take my idea.
Yeah. Listen around.
So you also play with I don't hear people talking about this, but you were part of Big Business.
Yeah.
Right? At some point. Yeah. How was that? Was it what I mean, you play guitar, right?
It was really fun. Yeah.
Did you also play on the albums?
Yeah, the third album, called The Mind Drift. That's one. I was a member on that album.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen that line. I mean, I've seen Big Business once, but that would have been really cool. I've never seen Big Business with a guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, the bass sounds like a guitar, so they don't need it. But
Right.
yeah, but the song on the album was a more three-piece song. We did it's a totally different vibe than the first two albums, because first two albums is a bass riff oriented, and then crazy drums, and then they're chaotic, and then the guitar was like a little sparkle, a sprinkle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's they ask their friends, they two tapes, and so yeah, when I joined, hey, Tosh, come up this, come, we need something here, and then I play. If you listen to the album, if you take off the vocals, it's more like instrumental album. It could be instrumental album. It's a melody going on by the guitar. So I was singing by the guitar, and then Jared, take over, the more, in your face vocal. So I don't know, that was really cool concept. It's we didn't come up, we didn't aim for it. It's just, yeah, again, it's happened. It just happened. But I thought I couldn't just help it, just bring the melody on the guitar, and then
melody is always good, man. Melody is always good. You need melody, I think.
Yeah. So I really like the album, and then I miss playing with them for sure. But yeah.
But you still record with them, right? You still do the records? And
no, they go somebody else. Last few albums, so they used Dave Current.
Insane, yeah,
for the insane, and then also he was a sound guy for Melvin's Big Business for a while.
Yeah, I met him in Mexico City when the Melvins play here. He was super cool guy, and I had him on the show a long time ago. Yeah,
he's a great dude.
So my last question, and I was thinking about it when we were talking about your project. When you came up with the idea of Plan D, did you make or write rather the songs thinking about the drummer that you were gonna play with? Let's say you had Matt. Let's say you had Matt Cameron. So is it like, okay, I'm gonna have Matt Cameron on my studio today. I have this idea for him, or how did that work? Because
it's kind of the same thing with my producing. Let them do first, and then if I hear anything, because of the reason I hired a bunch of different drummers, I want to get different vibe on each songs, and so again, it's like a soundtrack, you can see the scenes, so I started with Troy Ziegler, Dale, and then Paul Christensen. They're my close friends, and then they kind of cooperated me. It's like, hey, if you have the time, I want to do some stuff, and then they came in the studio, and then record some stuff. And then every time I do get the more concrete idea, and then let them do it first, and then okay, so I can hear the image. How about do this kind of thing and do this kind of thing? And then I try a few times with the synthesizers on it, but they follow synthesizer too much, so it's going to be a super repetitive. So it's like, okay, that doesn't work. So how about this? Some people, I said, give the scene, hey, we are on the, desert, you don't have anything, you are, so, and then they create scene. Some people did that. And then also some people more like, hey, play aggressive, I want to make a scene later, I won't tell you what, but, I want you to do stuff, and then come up melody and stuff later too. So, but basically let them do fast. And then sometimes I conduct in the room and, press record and then go into the room. And then sometimes give them a different tempo and slow down. Yeah, so it's a really interesting project to myself too. So
no, for sure, man. And I was reading the name of the drummers that you had on that album. I mean, Paul, the guy, he's one of my favorite musicians. Our buddy, Kyle Stevenson, shout out to Kyle. I mean, of course, Dale, Matt Chamberlain.
Yeah, Chamberlain, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it's so fascinating because Dale and Matt Matt Cameron, they have different vibes than Kyle or than Paul, the guy. And oh man, it's so fascinating. Well, Toshi, I mean, it's been a pleasure, buddy. I think this is a cool way to finish the podcast. And before I let you go, where can people find your stuff? I know the new album based on true stories is on Joyful Noise Records.
Yeah, the vinyl left only a few on the Plan D. The based on true story is only cassette and it's super limited. So you can find on those digital providers, Spotify, iTunes, and also I started a Bandcamp too. So and then Plan D, it's going to be released every month, 4 different EPs, and now I added some songs, so it's gonna be 4 albums each, more than 30 minutes of the 4 different LP now. Each month, the same order as we release the EP as a physical, but everything is going to be in digital. And then the next 4 months, each month, so September, October, November, December, each album is going to come out.
Wow, that's fascinating, man. And well, that's it, brother. I hope to see you anytime soon, man.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I'll let you know when this comes out in like a couple of weeks or so.
Oh, I have a date. Hold on a second.
Yes, of course.
So September 16th, the very first LP is going to come out on a Plan D. And
okay.
And then it's going to be, I didn't do it, I didn't have a chance, but you can hear the one song. The guy named Dave Lombardo played the drums.
Who's that?
I know. Who is it? Some dude. He played a couple songs, but the one of the song was already released as a single on those digital provider now, and then I'm gonna put it out soon on the Bandcamp too. So I want a lot of people to listen.
For sure, man. So we'll release this around that time, September 16, if you want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can release the podcast around.
The podcast, yeah.
Yeah, September 16. So actually, it's Mexico's Independence Day, so that makes sense.
Oh, really? Oh,
I don't know why it makes sense, but it will be cool to release it that day.
I'm gonna drink.
No, I don't drink anymore. I just smoke weed.
Okay.
But I'll get high, I guess.
Yeah. Don't stop. Don't stop.
No, man. So what's are you recording anything today?
Today, no, I'm mixing. I have to catch up some mixing.
Wow, that's cool, man. I hope we can make this another time because I mean,
anytime, man. anytime.
lot
I
of
can,
stuff.
I can do every week if you want.
Oh, that would be awesome. And maybe when I come to LA, we can do something live. We can record
Ooh,
something.
oh yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
what do
of
you
stuff
play?
to talk about, like a podcast. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
or maybe music. I have a black metal band. I'll show it. We have like
Oh,
an
really?
album.
What do you play?
I play guitar, bass, and I sing and I wrote the music.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'll send you to you, man. Well, Toshi, it's been very cool to see your face, man. You're awesome, and we'll
You
keep in
too.
touch for sure, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, man. See ya, brother.
See ya.
Bye.
Acabas de escuchar Conversaciones de Altura.